So, defense have to account for him, but it's the O-line's job to get holes for him. So that's what we've been practicing this week, just trying to, make sure everyone's successful as possible on the field.
Donovan, when you come around the edge and hit that home run block on Travion's 66-yard touchdown, what is that feeling like?
Relief, relief that as soon as I see him hit the sideline, I know he's gone, and relief I can go to the sideline and get water. That's the main thing. I'm tired, but I mean, it's amazing. You work so hard throughout the week. Everyone's so locked in. Everyone's working so hard. Everyone, puts in the extra hours for just a chance to get that play. We do so many reps, so many practice reps, so many walkthrough reps, trying to get to the perfect look, trying to execute to the highest level, and actually putting it on the field is a huge feeling.
Did you ever wonder? You're such an easy guy for us to talk to. You get vicious out there. I mean, you just watch you play. I mean, that violent thing that Ryan wants. But did you ever wonder in your life you could be that kind of guy at the snap, so to speak?
Yeah.
If you cone in on some of your battles last week, it was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I always knew I could do it. Obviously I've always been a bigger kid, so I've always had to hold myself back a lot. But in football, has been one of those things where I'm encouraged to try to run through someone's face. And so I was like, man, this is awesome. I can definitely do this. But, my parents encouraged me. My parents did so much for me to try to instill that mindset of that when you walk on the field, you got to walk on the field like no one can touch you. And if you have that feeling, you can play fast, you can play free. If you're timid, if you're scared, that's when you make mistakes. That's when you're unsure and you hesitate. But I've had great coaching throughout my career. Some of those coaches will be at this game. But, it's just I just try to instill confidence in myself and my teammates whenever we're on the field, because I know that a lot of people doubted us. A lot of people don't like us. So it's if we can't get confidence from outside, get confidence from within, and just go from there.
How cool was it to come back to Texas to play?
What's up?
How cool was it to come back to Texas to play?
Very cool. I grew up and born and raised in Texas, so being a Texan's been my personality trait this entire week. I'm sure my teammates have been annoyed by it, but I'm very excited to play in this game.
Thanks,
What are the biggest differences you've seen from this interior offensive line that's allowed them to take the steps forward they've taken in these first two season games?
Yeah, it's just the practices that we have on the field. It's our practices are intense. We get after it. Guys get called out. We knew coming off the end of the season that we didn't perform as well as we wanted on the offensive line. And so we've been hypersensitive, hypercritical of what we do in film session. We're like, hey, this would have worked against a scout team guy, but will this work against, a guy from Tennessee, a guy from Oregon? And so we try to focus in on hand targets, try to focus on footwork, try to focus on overall aggression rolling off the ball, so we can be able to, get our guys in space, get our guys the opportunity to make plays.
The extension of this season, have you felt it in your body? I mean, you feel any fatigue, the extra games?
I mean, yeah, I mean, after the game, you feel the fatigue of the game as an offensive lineman. It's a constant hitting, constant car crashes. Then you get on the plane, and then, that night you're like, okay, we gotta watch film. And you're like, oh, we got practice the next day. You don't really have days off to try to recover your body. But our training staff, our nutrition staff does a great job of putting our bodies back in the best shape. So when we're able to get on the field again, we're able to go 100%.
Is it difficult to maintain that intensity with now a third playoff game?
It's not difficult if you have a strong mentality. You got to remind yourself that the team we're playing has played as many games as we have, and they want it just as bad as us. So it's a battle of discipline. It's a battle of who's willing to do their job and strain the longest. So I feel like it's just the fatigue is just an excuse. Everybody on that field has played football. What are we, like in week 13, 14? If you play 14 weeks of football, you're going to get banged up. It doesn't matter. But it's just a matter of can I do my job more than the guy across from me?
How many people?
Each round, and then I'm going to pull Donovan for about 4 minutes, and then we'll bring him back. Go ahead, Kevin.
Each round you've gone against a defensive end that's supposed to be the best one you faced yet. James Pierce Jr. at Tennessee, Jordan Burge at Oregon, now a formidable Texas defensive line. Do you get more jacked up going against these high-name individuals?
I just like to compete. Obviously the DNs I've gone against, or the D lines rather I've gone against, have been very talented. A lot of those guys on the D line are going to be making a lot of money in the coming months. But it's Texas D line is probably the fastest we've seen. You can tell they're very well disciplined. You tell they do a great job of getting hands off. They do a great job of bending the corner. And then just when you least expect it, they'll hit you with power and hit you down your chest. They've been a formidable front all year. So it's just another opportunity to compete in a big stage.